summer on the brain right now while we welcome in Memorial Day weekend and the most wonderful time of the year, in my opinion, because we get to get outside and have some fun in the sun. But the best way to kill the party is when the mosquitoes come buzzing over. And this is why we bring you DynaTrap during this time of year. And this is the LED mosquito and insect trapped with easy empty bin. This is exclusive to us here at QVC, and with some exclusive colors to shop, we have something just perfect for everybody. Maybe you have a half-acre space or a 1 acre space. Well, you're in luck because we have both of these right now for a big deal price. Now, we have mentioned this a few times throughout our show, and we have sold many of these throughout the show, and now we're seeing it for the first time in this show right now. So again, our half-acre size big deal price is $59.98 for easy payments of $15. With today's savings of this big deal price and the free shipping and handling, you're saving over $30 to pick up the half-acre right here, right now. We have this available in 3 different sizes. Right here is the forest green. We also have this available here in the granite, and then right over here is the slate blue. And then we have the exact same colors in the 1 acre size, which is the sort of big brother that you see behind each and every one of these. The bigger size is your 1 acre size, and that price is $89.98 or 4 easy payments of $22.50. With today's savings and the free shipping and handling on the 1 acre, you're saving $38.52. This is fantastic because the DynaTrap UV light inside traps mosquitoes, wasps, moths, beetles, and more. But it doesn't trap our pollinators. And Sean Pickford is joining us via Skype to tell us all about this one and why this is so important for all of our homes this summer season. Hey, Sean, good to see you. How you doing out there?
I'm doing great, Steve. Thanks for having me in your show today. And this perfect time of year when you want to be outside and those bugs are driving you inside to have the DynaTrap on. So this guy's awesome. I absolutely love mine. I have 2 of them in my yard. I have one around the corner over here, half acre in the front yard. Backyard, we have a full 1 acre. They're plugged in, they're going, and they're catching bugs. And I can be outside without pesticides and doing this all summer long. It's awesome.
I love it. I mean, so for those of us who aren't familiar with DynaTrap, can you tell everybody who DynaTrap is and how exactly it works?
Sure. All right. So DynaTrap is a flying insect trap. How it works is it mimics us as human beings. There's 3 factors. There's light, warmth, and carbon dioxide. So you're seeing the light when you plug it in. The warmth is generated by the light, but it's always cool to the touch. I can leave these on for days and I can still touch these, all right? But it warms a little plate underneath of the lid here. That gives off the carbon dioxide. Why is that important? Because that's what the mosquito senses as soon as we walk out the door. A mosquito can smell your breath 300 feet away, even if you just brushed your teeth.
Wow.
So that carbon dioxide brings those flying pests to the DynaTrap. They get close enough, there's a fan in here, sucks them down into the chamber, and they expire. Now, this is what they look like when they expire, all right? And you can see that graphic on your screen there, Steve. We did a little study at the University of Nebraska. We're not just guessing. We know this works. In a 6-day period on the 1 acre, look at that, 5,942 insects. 7 days on the half acre, look at that, 2,543, all right? That's a whole lot of bugs, and we counted all those bugs to make sure that the claims we are making here today were backed up by proof. In other words, we did the independent test studies. We spent the money to know it attracts and captures mosquitoes, flies, wasps, hornets, moths, stink bugs, plus no-see-ums and Japanese beetles, 13 pests that could ruin your time outside. Yeah, like the ones you see here on the screen. There's nothing great about any of these pests, and that's why we call them pests. So, look, I live down at the beach. The no-see-ums down here can be brutal. Why do they call them no-see-ums? They're so small, but it feels like someone is pinching you every time they bite.
Oh, gosh.
I can sit outside, and it's awesome. And everybody else is like, oh, how can you be outside? The no-see-ums are terrible today. I don't have a no-see-um problem. I have DynaTrap to the rescue.
Oh, that's amazing. And I mean, especially Sean, who lives close to the water, or for anybody who lives by a pond, a creek, you name it. That's where especially the mosquitoes love to gather. And I mean, we spend so much money creating the oasis of our dream, our exterior designer moments. The last thing we want to do is have our friends and family and loved ones over and them just be like slapping themselves, getting the bugs off of them, spraying chemicals and bug sprays on themselves, or even worse, a centronella candle. Oh my goodness,
Ooh.
that is like an instant headache for Steve. Definitely don't want to do that. DynaTrap is so important. There's a reason why we've sold over 2.2 million DynaTraps with us here at QVC. We've got 2 different sizes for you to choose from. The smaller one in the front is what we're calling the half acre. So if you have that half acre size yard, this is perfect for you. Very popular already since we brought these in. And then we've got the 1 acre that you see behind it. The colors that we have before you here, the forest green. Here is the granite, which is an exclusive color to us here at QVC, and then we also have this available over here in your slate blue. Now the half acre size, the smaller one, our big deal price is $59.98 or 4 easy payments of $15. The larger, the 1 acre size, is a big deal price of $89.98 or 4 easy payments of $22.50. With today's savings and that free shipping and handling on that 1 acre, you're saving $38.52. The best way for you to go ahead and take care of that pesky problem with DynaTrap. Now, Sean, tell us, where exactly are we going to set this up in our property?
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question, Steve. So you want them about 20 to 30 feet away from where you're spending your time. So we spend a lot of time here in the side yard, and we have 2 porches where I can see the water. So we have a nice one out front that takes care of our front yard, and one in the backyard that takes care of the backyard. Why? Because our house acts as a barrier. So if I just put it out front, I wouldn't get the attraction and capture out back that I need. So I'd walk around back and the mosquitoes would all be back there. They're beautiful. They look really nice. But if I sit this in the center of my picnic table, that mosquito that's coming to bite me may get to me before it gets to the DynaTrap. That's why we ask you to try and put it away from where you are. The other thing you should do is leave it run 24/7. And people say, wait a second. Isn't that going to use a lot of electricity? No. Less than 2 cents a day to operate these things. So think about it. You could run these all year round, and you'd spend way less than you'd spend on that citronella candle or the sprays that just force the bugs to go away and come back tomorrow. We're bringing them in so they don't come back tomorrow.
Right. And then you just said it, because that was my next question for you. Like, basically what happens with that, like, sort of like warm UV light is that it draws them to it. It doesn't attract them where, like, you know, mosquitoes like 3 houses away are like, oh, what's that? We're going to run over there. No, anything that's around is just going to come in and get in here and then expire. So, Sean, I'd love if you could walk us through this video we're seeing right here.
Yeah, that's the way the unit is put together. So for you, it's going to come fully assembled. All you do is plug it in. That's the UV LED light that lasts 2.25 years, meaning if you run it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you don't have to worry about replacing it for 27 continuous months. All right? It attracts insects day and night. That's why we ask you to leave it plugged in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a powerful fan in there, so when those flying insects get close enough, they get sucked down into the trap. They expire. We put a little eject button on there. That's what I call it, the easy one-touch opening system. So now you can open this over a trash can, cover it up, and be done with the bugs. And we ask you to do that for a reason, because one female mosquito can live for about 30 days. In that 30-day period, she can have basically 3 litters of eggs, laying 3 different things of eggs, up to 200 at a time. So one mosquito could be 600 more mosquitoes.
What?
That's why they are the #1 worldwide pest. Yes, one mosquito could be responsible for 600 more mosquitoes.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that. That is wild. Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
You definitely want to take care of that one that is laying the eggs. But as Sean was saying, like, you want to definitely just empty this out so easy. By the push of a button, literally releases that trap right underneath here. It's so funny. So when I presented DynaTraps here at QVC, like usually like we're out on our warehouse set and big doors are open. Mosquitoes will come in, I'll do that demonstration, and there'll always be one that like falls out. But we don't have them on right now. But I can tell you right now that a lot of people have this in their cart. The best way to secure your purchase, your color, your size, is to check out. These are wildly popular, especially while all of us are thinking about getting outside. And if you are like me and you get one mosquito bite, it turns into a big old giant welt and it's with me for weeks. There's just something about my blood. I don't know. The mosquitoes are attracted to me, and every time
exactly true.
It's the worst because like this, I'll go to like my friends' family, to my friends like outdoor events and backyards and things, and I'm just like, do you have bug spray? I think I might need to go sit inside. Like that's never a good time for anybody, especially if you're hosting your friends and family. You want everybody to feel nice and comfortable, and everybody to feel nice and welcome in your space. You don't want to invite the mosquitoes over. This is the best way to take care of that problem with either your half-acre size, which has been super duper popular, or the 1 acre size. This color that you're looking at right here is what we're calling our forest green. And then our next two colors, exclusive colors us here at QVC, this one is your granite, and then we also have this available here in that slate blue. The half-acre big deal price is $59.98 or 4 easy payments of $15. The 1 acre, the bigger size, is $89.98, 4 easy payments of $22.50. So Sean, if I have a half-acre yard, would it make a difference if I picked up the 1 acre just to maybe sort of reduce the amount of either emptying I have to do, or maybe I'm seeing like an abundance of mosquitoes in my space? Like what's sort of the differentiator there?
So the answer is yes to both of those.
Gotcha.
Basically, the bigger one's going to attract more because it's got a bigger light to it and it radiates out further, so it attracts from a further distance. Think about throwing a big rock into a pond and the ripples. All right, this one's a little smaller, so when you throw that same rock into the pond, smaller ripples. This does the same job this one does, but notice the size of the bins. All right, I'm going to be emptying this one more than I'm going to be emptying that one. So if you have somewhere where you're around water or a lot of bugs, go with the bigger one. Knowing what I know about mosquitoes, I'm going with the bigger one anyway. I don't want them anywhere around. So I'm getting the bigger one that way, but and look, we know most people are skeptical. Does it really do that? Does it catch bugs like he's showing in that bin? Yes, it does. That's why we've sold over 2 million on QVC. But most people start out with the half acre. That's a great way to introduce yourself to DynaTrap and try it out. Look, you have 30 days. That's what I love about QVC. You can try it. If it doesn't work the way we say it doesn't, you can send it back. Most people come back and buy the bigger one after 30 days, realizing how well the other one works.
Right. It's so true. Well, all of the colors and both sizes, super duper popular right now. Now is your time to check out, and definitely head on over to QVC.com and grab the perfect size and perfect color for you with item F47833. Sean Pickford, always so good to see you, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend.
You too. Hope you get some time off.
All right.